Hold on. It's Angry Punisher night. Where the hell is he? I mean, Angry Citizen night. Where the hell is he?
We live in a time where we question our freedom. When they ask us what our rights are, they say you don't need them. What a mistake that is to say. We live in a land, we ought to be free. It's not seeming that's how it is shaping to be. The Constitution is supposed to guide us. Our government is taking it away and trying to deprive us. Our kids are taken every day by CPS agents looking for prey. They don't give a damn about the Constitution. We have found the one and only solution. There's a couple people you should know. Tiff and the Punisher is the show. They wanna stop CPS from stealing our kids, fighting beside us and trying to guide us. Tiff has a heart of gold. She blasts these caseworkers when they are wrong. She beats them down with her knowledge, better than the kids who are in college. The Punisher's abolished all the way. He's been here 4 years, they took his daughter away. He came from the darkness he was in. Now it's time to make parenting great again. Together they are making a commotion, telling all the parents use the Constitution potion. You have rights, did you know? Learn to use them on Tiff and Punisher show. We all admit the times are hard. No little children in the front yard. Tiff and Punisher are fighting so hard. They're waging war, on their side is God. They don't stop if they get in trouble. They fighting for the children, double trouble. The strength they need, they get from each other. They had each other's back like sister and brother. They are Tiff and the Punisher, saving the families from corruption. They want you to join their movement, no repercussion. You need to learn that thing called the Constitution. Inside that document is our solution. CPS, we have your number. We are coming for you, hear our thunder. Your fate is sealed, have a nice day. You won't break another family. No more trauma for kids, that's like blasphemy. Keep your thoughts to your own ideals. Soon enough you'll be clicking your heels. Because you need to go to jail. All of us fathers will be chugging down an ale. The mothers will squeeze their young ones tight, as CPS workers are locked down for the night. They had a choice, they didn't make. Now they spend their days in crates. They should know it's wrong to kidnap. So from all of us, this is your payback. There's a couple people you should know. Tiff and the Punisher is their show. They wanna stop CPS from stealing our kids, fighting beside us and trying to guide us. Tiff has a heart of gold. She blasts these caseworkers when they are wrong. She beats them down with her knowledge, better than the kids who are in college. The Punisher's abolished all the way. He's been here 4 years, they took his daughter away. He came from the darkness he was in. Now it's time to make parenting great again. Together they are making a commotion, telling all the parents use the Constitution potion. You have rights, did you know? Learn to use them on Tiff and Punisher show. That's all we need to get on with this fight. The document that most people court barely read in light. Pick the parts that pertain to your case, show them the results and spit in their face. We are Tiff and the Punisher, fighting together, displaying our unity with birds of a feather. If it's a million, that's great, but one is just the same. We'll bring these kids home and know every name. We will smoke every social worker in court, their heads down with no support. The country knows CPS is doing wrong. If they don't, then play them our song. We are Tiff and the Punisher.
We know it's all about the money, we know they lie, we know this is corruption. Does CPS know what they are doing to the children?
We won't stand for corruption. We won't stand for stealing kids. This is the Tiff and the Punisher podcast, now joined by the angry citizen. This is a powerful trio set out to spread the Constitution. This is a powerful trio set out to stop the evil CPS.
We won't stand for corruption, and we won't stand for stealing kids. This is the Tiff and the Punisher podcast, now joined by the angry citizen.
Well, here we are, Tiff.
Hi.
Hey, Dana will be with us in just a minute, but in the interim, we got Becca here. She's got something to say that she's discovered last night. Wait till you hear this stuff.
So, do you know what a stipulation is? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. So, we think of a stipulation as just like an agreement between, if I go and I help you move, you got to buy me dinner, right? Mm-hmm. Just an agreement, whatever. So, and a stipulation in law is actually a binding agreement between two parties. CPS uses these in juvenile court. So you know how we always have these, we're supposed to have an evidentiary hearing for your adjudication. Well, my friend out of Illinois literally was she was TPR'd for her 2 youngest kids. She has 5 kids total. She's been having some issues with her one kid's dad. He's in jail, so she's been trying to get, visitation, custody, something back of her kids. She managed to send me the transcript, 7 pages. It was a short court hearing. State's attorney said about the prior case, she said there was a stipulation order of adjudication. Well, that got my brain moving. And I'm like, what is a stipulation order of adjudication? I'm like, a stipulation is something, okay, whatever. So I start looking into it. And I was like, I was blown away. I asked her, I said, Joyce, I said, did you agree to everything that CPS said? She said, no. And I said, well, yeah, you did. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, that's what a stipulation is. A stipulation order of adjudication is literally them being able to skip the adjudicatory hearing and you saying, I agree with what CPS said. We're in agreement. And you automatically have just been said you're guilty and you pretty much waive your rights to be able to challenge anything that they bring. I don't know how many cases I've heard people are like constantly like, they didn't even submit my evidence. They didn't, they didn't even allow me to even talk, or say anything. That's why. Because when your attorney comes to you and is like, hey, they're going to determine, that your kids are dependent or whatever. And they say, your attorney pretty much agrees for you or your kids without telling you the whole gist of it, that you're giving up your right to challenge what they said, their allegations, their accusations, all that. You're giving all that up.
Is this before? That's not what I want to say. Is this when they sign a safety plan?
So it's literally, okay, so what is it? So we have a shelter hearing, right? So there's the shelter hearing, then there's the adjudicatory, or is it the dispositional? Which one comes?
I think it's.
Well, it depends on where you are.
I think it depends on that too, but it's definitely a shelter hearing, and then a disposition, and then adjudication. I think that's how it goes here.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure how it goes here too. And it's literally before they do like placement. So that court hearing that they say, okay, we're gonna go for we're gonna do your placement today. Either your kids are gonna come home or they're gonna go to a foster home or a relative or whatever. But that literally is that hearing and it skips it. That's why I have had numerous amounts of people be like, well, wait a minute here. I wasn't even allowed, Joyce, I wasn't even allowed to submit anything. Like I had all this evidence, against what they were claiming. And my attorney didn't even submit it. Well, that's why. Because your attorney decided to tell you that they told you that you were going to say that the kids were dependent. You agreed that the kids were dependent, but they don't.
Right, so there'd be no evidence to be shown. There's no reason to show evidence when you already agreed to their stipulation.
And that agreement is binding. It is legally binding because it gets entered into the court record.
Well, here's the thing. If they are doing that, which they probably are, without full disclosure of that agreement, it's void.
I know. You know how many people could have that overturned?
Yeah.
Because I promise you, because I even said it in my own case. I said, you know what? I said, I should probably go back and just challenge the record because wait a minute here. Like I got to thinking in my own case, like I went through that same thing. Like they told me that they were going to find the kids dependent. Like my lawyer literally told me they are going to find the kids are dependent. I said, okay. He didn't say they're going to find them dependent, but you don't get to say, you don't get to defend yourself, and we're not even going to hear any of the, the bullshit that goes on. We're not going to hear any of that. They're just going to automatically determine that what CPS said, what they alleged was true, and you say you're guilty of them being dependent. And that's it. And then that's why nobody ever gets their evidence heard.
Wow. I never had an attorney say that to me probably because they know I would tell them to fuck off. That's not going to happen.
If you sit back and you're just waiting for your attorney to do these things like they're supposed to, it makes total sense. You think that your attorney's got your back, and they don't. They just have this agreement that's already there, and they're just holding your hand to TPR, just like they do for everybody. Makes total sense. That's why they can't. I bet you they can't be held liable for a lot of these.
It says that you can have the attorney. I read also that you can have the attorney. You can have it. You can have the attorney. Was it
discipline?
Yeah, and removed for fraud. I mean, because it has to be voluntary.
Well, not only that, it has to be full disclosure.
Correct. Yeah, and you have to. And they say that so when you're at that hearing and you go before the judge, and the judge is like, the judge will ask you, are you do you agree to the kids be independent? They don't word it to where you are like, do you realize what you're giving away? Do you realize that you're giving up your right to challenge what they have against you? Because my judge never said that. Like I said, my attorney, it's been since 2021. So it's been almost 4 years, or it has been 4 years. And I just today, when I read that definition, I thought back and was like, holy shit. I was like, my attorney did the same thing. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was blown away. I was just like, are you kidding me? But that's literally how they're doing it. And that's why nobody can ever argue anything. If you hear the word stipulation ever.
Yeah, you need to say hell no.
Don't agree.
Yeah, don't agree to shit.
No.
Ever, period.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're there and you're stuck, like you were dumb enough, like me, like I was, when I first, I never dealt with CPS before. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and they come, we need you to sign a safety plan. Okay, whatever, whatever, do whatever. Like, I don't, they want to play some with my sister. Cool. No big deal. Sign a safety plan. My attorney, they knew I had an attorney. My attorney calls me finally and he's like, did you sign anything? I was like, yeah, a safety plan. He's like, damn it. He's like, you just gave up your rights to your kids. He literally, those were the words that came out of his mouth.
That's
gave
the
up your rights
truth.
to children. And I was like, no, I didn't. And he's like, yeah, you signed that plan. You gave up your rights to your children.
Yeah.
I said, oh, hell no.
From day one, once you sign a safety plan, you literally gave them permission to adopt your children out.
Yeah. And I'm like, and like I said, I was oblivious. Never in my life had ever dealt with it. I didn't deal with it growing up. So,
but I bet you, did the CPS worker tell you that it was voluntary for you to sign it?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Of course not.
No, because here was the kicker, right? So I supposedly failed for a drug test, and they waited 11 days before they decided to call me and say it was an emergency and they needed to remove them now. But and they had my results for 11 days. Not that I had taken the drug, they had my results.
Imminent dangers at its finest. Yeah. Becca, keep looking into that stuff because I think that you're on the track to something. I definitely do. So keep looking into that because that's. I think that you're gonna find bigger things in there if you go down this rabbit hole.
And I'm still waiting on that thing. I cannot remember the initials.
Memorandum of Understanding, MOU.
I can't find the one in Virginia.
I got it.
Can you find it for her, please?
Yeah, I got it. It's in my file.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Cool. Thanks, Becca. All right, our angry citizen is in the building, so I'll catch you. I'll catch you tonight, and then let's bring in the AC. Oh, an empty chair. Imagine that. There he is.
He looks tired.
What a beautiful beard. It's a beautiful beard.
Yeah, he looks tired. Hi.
I was just admiring your beard. I was admiring your beard.
Thanks, bro.
Do oil that.
Do what?
Do you oil your beard?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
What is your scent that you like?
olive oil, man. Olive oil is the bomb.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
That's very
Yeah,
nice.
works
You should try coconut oil
great.
too. That works good.
Probably does.
Yeah. Yeah. Or the damn good oil, That's
Whatever
nice
works.
too. I have that. Yeah. So what's up, Dana?
New job, new challenges.
Oh, is it? I thought this was supposed to be easy.
It has challenges. It's a corporate environment, and they're all paper pushing. They have this app I use on my phone, and it asks me every fucking question you can imagine, and and it crashes 16 times. So did you put this cabinet together? Yes, I did. Take a picture of the cabinet. Okay, there's the picture of the cabinet. Was the cabinet damaged? No, it's not damaged. It's just really tedious. So, and my training was like a few hours, and the guy's like, okay, you're good to go. I'm gonna graduate you. And I was like, what? I don't know how to do
You know how to use a
anything.
sawzall?
What? So it's a challenge, but
So that's not long for the world, then, is what you're saying.
no, I don't know yet. I'm undecided. I'm still on the fence. So yeah. What about you? What's new with you?
Not a lot, man. It's been last night we had a woman on, and I spoke with her today. And do you realize that they never even? She went to court, and they literally took her kids from that courtroom. She doesn't have no order of protection, no preliminary protection orders, no nothing. They literally went to that courtroom, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of why she was even at that courtroom. Just why did you bring your kid to a courtroom anyway? But they went in there and they said that she had a drug test that came back positive for marijuana, which then she did another one concurrent with that one that didn't. But yet they took her kid, and that's it. They got no paperwork. They have no nothing saying that the state took her kid. They have zero zilch paperwork. I got all of her paperwork today, and it's literally 7 pages of a memorandum of order. That's it. That's all she has. That's all they've given her. So I told her, I said, you could literally call the cops. You could go and call the cops and tell them that your child was kidnapped because you got no proof.
Call the sheriff.
You have no proof.
Yep. File a criminal
You should
complaint
be calling somebody because
with the sheriff.
right, they've got to do this stuff. If they're going to play this game with us, and they need to at least do it somewhat on the legal front. Like they've got to at least try and go by the law a little bit because if we let them just continue to do things like this, then it's going to be just like kidnapping. It'll be just like the streets of New Mexico, like where your kid, is right there, and then poof, there it's gone. The van went by, and nothing you can do about it. Like what are you going to do? Go fight the cartel? No, you're not. So, right. I mean, that's what this is getting to. Like the fact that they have us all so scared that you're not even willing to go after your kid, even though someone just literally kidnapped them for real, kidnapped. Yep. Like hey, court says you kid. All right, bye, kid. That's it.
Yep. Well, people think that a court order has lawful authority, which it doesn't. They made this up, just like judicial immunity. The whole concept that they can just do whatever they want. They have secret courts, and they just do whatever they want, and they do it because they're not held accountable. It's like our government spending $27 trillion, which, by the way, I don't know if all you folks out there know this, but currently our government is in debt. We, the people, are supposedly in debt for $27 trillion that our government has spent. See, and this is what they do, folks. They just do what they want. They're tyrants. That's what they do. So the whole child kidnapping scam is illegal, unlawful, and they get away with it because they can and because they do. And people don't know their rights. They don't know how to respond when they're threatened by these people. They say threatening things. Tiff, you were asking about signing
safety plan.
The safety plan.
And my response, which is should be everyone's one, who the hell are you to tell me I have to sign anything? Piss the hell off, right? And then
right. That's the reality.
Yeah, that's when they get threatening, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And they use terms like escalate and take further action and file for criminal blah blah blah, whatever words they can use that are scary words. Unless you comply, you will be seen as adversarial, and that will look very bad in the eyes of the court. Blah, blah. That's the bullshit they pull. See? So and it's hard. It's really hard to look the devil in the eye and flip him off. And that's really what you have to do. You've got to look right at them and say, you have no lawful authority. I have no contract with you. You have no authority at all. You're just an agent. You're just a person with a job. A Walmart employee has as much freaking authority as you do.
And there's nothing against Walmart. There's nothing against Walmart employees at all. I want to make that disclaimer right now. We love Walmart employees very much. And he's just stating that it's just, you guys are great too. That's what he's saying.
So I got a question for
Walmart, y'all. Hold on. Walmart employees are better because they won't come to your house and kidnap your kid. Typically.
Right.
Correct.
Go ahead, Tiff.
So I got to know what y'all would do in this instance. Okay, so I hate watching the news, but I watched it tonight.
Yeah. Oh.
So in DC, this autistic, nonverbal child was at school, and the aide put on her rubber gloves and put hot sauce in this child's mouth as a punishment. Oh. Now, let me tell you what I would have done before y'all even say anything. I'd have tore that fucking school down, okay? Mm-hmm. And this is what CPS in DC said. We only investigate parents. This is a police matter.
Well, I mean, technically they're right, but that person should be put in jail for an assault. That's an assault. And I would consider that in my own personal, and I know a fair amount about the law, that is an aggravated assault. And absolutely that person should be fired from their job immediately and arrested.
Okay, so my husband eats this hot sauce that says only mega drops or millidrops, right? And it's got a skull with crossbones on it. Not after I got done tearing that school down, that bitch would have drank the whole bottle because one millidrop will make your whole face feel like it's on fire.
Dude, that is unconscionable. It's despicable. And these are the
She's
people
on
that are
administrative leave.
Oh, well, probably getting paid to stay home.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. I was still talking. I'm still talking about it. I said, oh my God, I'd have taken one of your hot sauces up there. They would have drank that.
Yeah, that's if think about where we were, I don't know, 100 years ago, where our nation was as far as what would parents have done 100 years ago if that shit had happened at the school?
They probably would have shot him.
They'd have at least tarred and feathered this person as richly she deserves. That's so horrific to do that to a child, especially an autistic child, nonverbal.
And he's 9.
Oh, that's same age as my son.
9.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I don't watch the news. It's propaganda, lies, distortions. It's embarrassing now when I see it and I hear the things they say. It's embarrassing. It's like the ultimate gaslighting. It's like you catch your boyfriend in bed with someone and take pictures, and the next day he insists it wasn't him. Really, that's where we stand. Who's that guy? I don't know. He doesn't even look like me, baby.
And the mom was on there. She was crying. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh my God, I wish I was her friend because we would have went in there like Medea and the Hood Rats. What?
I'd put my ninja costume on and I'll be right in there. Fucking
crazy.
Oh, you like hot sauce, huh, lady? Got some right here.
Yeah, and my husband eats the stuff like with Carolina Reapers and ghost peppers.
That's dangerously hot.
Yes.
That is true. That's awful. I've seen that happen. I've seen him do it. It looks terrible. It looks very, very.
He ate one, and Darren was on the phone, and my husband was like, "This should not be this hot."
Oh my God, it was awful.
And I want to thank you too. And I passed your number on to Spanny. I don't know if she reached out to you yet. But I want to thank you for coming on Saturday.
Glad to do it. I throw in with every cause, Tiff. Every time I have seen a cause that I thought to myself, now here's a cause worthy of some attention, I jump right in. Darren knows that's how we met. And I'm not out for fame and glory. I don't care if the angry citizen never has any presence other than me, jumping in here and there. That's fine with me. I'm not asking for money. I a lot of discussions about money with people all the time. You should do this to get donations. But I don't need donations, man. I got a nice apartment here. It's relatively inexpensive. I got food, paying for my gas. I don't need that. What I need is my freaking republic back. I need all these children that have been kidnapped to be brought back to their parents immediately, and every one of these sons of bitches that participated in this kidnapping to be thrown in jail. Let's kick the marijuana users out, because we don't need them in jail. We don't need to be paying whatever it is, 50 grand, 80 grand a year per inmate at whatever facilities, right? To put away the marijuana smokers, because we're so afraid they're going to go on killing sprees after smoking pot.
Oh, God.
Get them out. Get the kidnappers in there, the rapists, the murderers, and we need to get enough people together to demand these things, and it's happening. It's just a slow process. Darren and I have talked about this. Everybody has their own little group, their little movement, their little clique. There's a lot of people in Maine that have been very conspicuously avoiding me. I call people. If I dig a little, I find a number, I give them a call, I say, this is Dana Callan, I'm the Anchor Citizen, I'm working on this or that or whatever, I just want to talk to you 5 minutes. They won't call me, they won't talk to me, because they're all in their own little group. They have their own movement, their own name, their own brand. They're cool. They're all too cool for me,
Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah, that's how it is. And they're willing to basically see the republic destroyed unless we all follow them. We all have to join their movement, join their group, join their organization, glorify them.
So I was in one of my meetings today I sit on the legislative committee for reform for CPS and foster care. I can tell you that here in Virginia, I heard today about a press conference that's going to soon happen dealing with CPS and foster care here. And from what I gather from our meeting, because we're not exactly sure everything that's going to be said, we're waiting on one report to come out. CPS is not going to be happy in Virginia. So as soon as that report comes out, everybody on the committee is getting a copy of it. After I read it, I'm going to send it to Darren so that we can share it, good, bad, or indifferent. But there are big changes coming here in Virginia. From what I gathered today, because nobody can say for sure what's in this because they're waiting on the report. I can tell you that 33% of children in foster care or have had some dealings with CPS, 33% of children, from what I understand, are not alive anymore in Virginia. I can tell you that much.
Wow.
That's a high number.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even one would be unacceptable by my standards. Folks, think about the paradigm that these people have created. They've created a paradigm where, number one, they have the authority and expertise to question and examine and analyze your behavior as a parent, and by their judgment determine if you are fit or not, or if that child should be removed, i.e. kidnapped from you, taken away from you. The paradigm they're projecting is that their expertise is so impeccable and so amazing and awesome that they are in a position to be qualified to do this, to be qualified to judge your ability and to judge that child is or is not safe and what's best for that child. And they can terminate your parental rights. They actually can't. Keep that in mind. But they claim they can. And they make the statement and they issue the TPR, even though they don't have the authority to do it. It only is by extension, it stands to reason that they are going to now provide the safe, nurturing environment that they claim you're not providing, right? Because that's their premise for coming in and kidnapping your child, is that we're going to take that child, we're going to put them somewhere where they're safe, because clearly they're in danger with you, so we will take care of them. And they don't even do that. And that's demonstrably true. Like all of the viewers, we've had many viewers comment about it, their own personal experiences. You've had your experiences. You've had guests on here a lot of times talked about their experiences. These children are abused, neglected, sometimes sexually assaulted, physically assaulted, beaten, starved, locked in closets. I mean, and if it happened once, that would be an anomaly. That would be, okay, the system failed this one time. Disregard the fact that for that one child, it doesn't matter that it only happened once. For that child, all that matters is it happened to him or her. But it happens frequently. That's the horror of it. That's what makes me so flippin' angry, because it's completely the opposite. The paradigm is completely the opposite of what they project. Not just a little flawed, not just imperfect, but completely, totally, catastrophically failed. And it has to stop. I mean, we've got to get our shit together and organize and make our stand as parents. There's probably about 100 million pissed off Americans that would get behind this if we could, get them organized into a group.
The other thing, which I knew, is that we're 51st in the state and in the nation for reunification. Virginia sucks at reunifying children. Yeah. And then they had the audacity to tell people in Richmond, we don't like that you all are talking about us. Well, do your fucking job then.
Right.
That's what he said. They're crying. Oh, you all are saying some pretty awful things about us. Who cares? What do you say about parents? Who can the parents cry to?
Well, we live in an age where the people that we have, all these people that are in positions of authority, our elected servants, all the people that are employed by the so-called government or whatever, if you dare to criticize them, they cry racism, sexism, you're transphobic. It's immediate. It's like reflexive. You've been late every day, showed up work five times drunk. You're a racist. See? Oh, sorry. No, my bad. Here, would you like a drink? It
just blows my mind.
It's insane.
They want people in Richmond now. These are the lawmakers that are hearing all this stuff, and then these CPS workers are just crying. Oh, y'all are saying such bad things about us. Well, then they're true.
Yeah.
Right? Because whatever you say bad about a parent, according to you, it's written in stone, and they're a bad parent. It's true then.
Yep.
What's good for you is good for everybody else. What's good for a parent is good for you. That's the way I see it. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
We need transparency and accountability. Especially if you work for the government in any way, you work for us. So
thank you.
We're gonna demand that we know what the hell you're doing with our money, because we're paying you, and you're going to be accountable. And if you're not doing your job, we're going to call you out for it. If that hurts your delicate little feelings, too bad. Piss off. Go find another job.
Right.
Thank you, Danielle, for the super chat. That's good stuff. CPS means can't protect squat.
That's right. That's right, Danielle.
Well said. Yep. Child persecution services is what they are.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, why don't we check out this video? What do you guys think about this one I just found?
Okay.
Watch this. This is some good stuff. You're gonna love this one, Dana.
All right.
Right up your alley, buddy. Let's see, this comes to us from New Jersey.
Foot in my door right here. They're entering my house without any permission, against the Constitution.
It's our money.
You are. Actually, I need to throw away a dirty diaper. So here are the officers, and they're violating my constitutional rights. Here's one. Here's another one of them.
Can you get your camera on my face, please?
Nope. You're in my house, so if you don't like it, you could leave.
Well, we're here for the poor living conditions of your children.
Yeah. I thought you were here because my 2-year-old apparently was running around.
We were. That's the initial contact.
And then you came in my house without my permission.
We're a community caretaking act. We're here
you came in my house without my permission against the Constitution.
Because of the living conditions of your children.
Mm-hmm.
That's why DCPP is out here.
Mm-hmm.
You were found sleeping on the floor,
Can you please move your foot or no?
Hold on, get this on.
I was sleeping on the floor. Do you have me on camera?
The person who found you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're highly intoxicated.
Well, I would love to see the video.
We're walking in this back parking lot.
Yeah.
Barefoot and only wearing a diaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's why DCPP is involved.
Mm-hmm. You have it on camera?
We do.
Okay, well then, do what you got to do.
And that's why we're here.
Get out of my house.
No, well, you said do what we got to do, and that's why we're here. And that's why you're being combative with us.
That's fine.
Do you want our badge numbers as well?
Sure, I'd love it.
I'm 138.
728.
Just so you know, you're being recorded as well.
That's good. I'm perfectly fine with being recorded. I don't.
All right. So what do you do in these situations if you're these cops and let's say that they did find this woman laying there drunk, passed out, and these kids were running around? Where do we go from here?
Not a crime. What's the crime?
Well, I mean, if her kids are running around outside in the road, right?
Well, that's what they're saying, but that's a vague assertion. Specifically, what does this mean? You see what I'm saying? You got to be really specific here because they use vagaries against you. So there has to be a crime. That's step one. There has to be a crime. What exactly is my crime? Are you arresting me? If you're not, get the hell off my property.
Right. Well, she keeps telling them over and over, and they're not, like he's got his foot in the door.
Yeah, that's correct. So, well, call for a supervisor. Always escalate. You call for a supervisor.
All right.
So, and quoting the Constitution is correct. And when you quote the Constitution or talk about it, you say God-given and constitutionally protected rights. You are violating those God-given and constitutionally protected rights. So, and it helps.
All right. Let's see where she goes next.
There's nothing wrong. Y'all are the ones right now. Right now, this guy's got his foot in my door against the Constitution. Won't even let me close my door. This guy right here. Scaring my daughter.
Look how ashamed they are. Look at their faces.
You think so, right?
Look how ashamed they are. They both know they're in the wrong. They both know they're in the wrong.
Go away, guys. Yeah, I know. You're trying to sleep. You hear her? She said, go away, guys. You're bothering her. She wants to sleep.
You put her to bed.
She can't go to sleep when there's strange men at her door.
We're here talking to you.
She was asleep.
About their health and well-being.
Well, then you should have came when it happened if it was so serious.
You did come when it happened. I was here, and I spoke with you.
And you left.
Yeah.
Because nothing was wrong.
Okay.
Are you trying to make quota?
If you say so.
Quota?
If something was so wrong, you would have taken them earlier.
Well, DCPP wasn't out here, so now we're out here.
All right, well, now you need to move your foot out of my door because this is unconstitutional. I'm trying to go sit down. It is unconstitutional.
You can go have a seat.
You will lose your badges.
Go right ahead.
I don't need to go have a seat. I'm not going to have a seat while you're standing at my door.
Go have a seat.
All right. So, you're bickering with them. It's going to get you in some sort of something. What do you do in this situation? Because this is wrong, right? They can't keep their foot in your door, right?
Correct. Well, they can, but they're committing a crime by doing that.
They're actually holding her against her will.
Right.
Actually, first of all, that's why I never use the same freaking door when they come. If they're at one door, I go out the other door. If they're at that door, I go back out the other door. See, that's why I don't play their games. You're not going to put your foot in my door because you might just lose that foot.
Word from the wise. All right.
No, I did not. I have it on camera. You're fucking funny.
All right. Well, this situation's not funny at all.
No, it's not.
I know.
I agree.
I'm glad you're starting to come around and seeing our point of view.
Yeah.
County 72813.
728, we're okay here.
What's your supervisor's name? I want them to come out here.
Sergeant Martin.
Martin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you
call him out here?
Okay. 138-0100.
Well done.
Yeah, 100.
The subject that we're at the beach house with, room 119, is requesting a supervisor.
Not requesting, demanding.
10-4, I'll give you a 21.
10-4.
Now they're just having them sitting there for what? What's going on here? Like they just have this
You
woman
don't
sitting
have a
there.
warrant. You can't be in
You
my
don't need a
house.
warrant.
This is illegal entry.
It's not
You
illegal.
do need a warrant. Oh, so you don't need a warrant to come into somebody's house?
No. I explained to you why.
Your sergeant's gonna love that.
Okay.
And she's right. There's no imminent danger or exigent circumstances.
You do need a warrant. Get the fuck out of my house.
That's a great language to speak in front of your children, by the way.
Doesn't
That's not
matter.
against the rules.
I can do whatever I want. I have, you take an oath to uphold freedom of speech. I can do whatever I want. This is great to pull in front of my children while they're asleep. Make them wake up so you can see them.
We're here because of you.
You said you needed to see my kids. I brought them out, and now you won't get your foot out of my door.
Well,
Because of me, what?
I told you what was going to happen if you continued being disorderly with us and towards DCMP.
I'm not even being disorderly. You guys came in my house without my permission. I'm not even being disorderly.
No, you can keep saying that over and over again. I explained it to you multiple times. You choose not to listen, and if that's your that's the way you want to go, fine by me. But
You came in my house without a warrant. That's
you don't need a
illegal.
warrant. It's not.
You do, and you don't have to lie to me. I have cops in my family, okay, sweetheart?
Not a sweetheart.
Don't care. Like I said, constitutional rights, I can say whatever I want. You take an oath to uphold that.
Ask them if they took an
Can you
oath.
get
Look them right
your
in the
foot
eye
out of my door?
No, no.
and ask them,
Now
did you swear an oath? And what was the oath you swore? Ask them. Make them say it.
Gonna keep it there? Against the Constitution. Illegal entry, right here. Right here, this guy right here. Legal entry. I know. You just want to sleep and they're bothering you because they won't get out of our house and respect our constitutional rights.
My supervisor's on his way, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Oh, and this guy's got his foot back in my door too, even though I keep asking them to get their feet out of my door because it's against the Constitution.
And which part of the Constitution states that?
You can't come in my house without a warrant.
Okay, I already explained it.
Your supervisor's going to explain it to you.
Explain it to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's going to let you know. It's okay, honey, I know. I know, you want to sleep, but these guys won't let you.
We're not keeping your children up.
Yes, you are. You woke them up and you're keeping them up because you won't leave. I'm asking you to get your foot out the door so I can go fucking lay her down, but you won't let me.
What happens
You are
if she
keeping my
closes the door
children
on
up.
her
You want to
foot?
say that again? You're the one who made them wake up. He's saying he ain't keeping my...
What happens if she closes her foot? If she closes their foots on the door?
Well, she is entitled to use force to defend herself here, but if she did, she would end up dead in jail, and then they would charge her with resisting arrest, assaulting an officer. But yes, you are legally entitled, lawfully entitled to defend yourself. They are intruders. Right? His foot over her threshold without her consent makes him an intruder. And no, he's saying bullshit. They can't just stick their feet in her door because they wanna. That's bullshit.
children up, but they won't get their foot out my door.
We're about to wrap up, though. Okay.
Well, he said that my kids are getting taken. Is that true?
I never said that.
He did. He said my kids are going to get taken. And they won't, right or wrong, they need a warrant to come in. They can't have their foot in my door.
Well,
my daughter's really scared right now, miss. Look, I'm a good mom. I'm not a shitty mom. It was really upset me right now that my daughter's got to deal with this. Can you please...
So
you know it's the Constitution. They can't do
this.
this.
Okay, so it was just the way the referral came in that your house was, had a...
I understand his sister was fucking pissed off because I broke up with him. I understand that. I know. Because if it was such an issue, I've been living here since July. Somebody would have called. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of funny how the day after I break up with somebody, that's when the call comes through. And I told her, because her son came knocking at my door, because her son always wanted to be at my house. And I said, yo, your son got to stop knocking at my door. He always wakes up my kids. My kids like to be up at night most of the time. Nocturnal, babies, whatever, So I said, you go be I didn't mean to cut.
That's okay. Finish. I thought you were done. So all we wanted to come and tell you was that somebody's going to be following up tomorrow.
Okay.
We want to try to bring out a pack and play because the tent is not really safe. I know
he climbs out of it. I know. Look, miss, I had a pack and play. I'll show you pictures if you want. He was pulling up and trying to climb out of it.
You got to try to keep him because he's too little.
What do you guys suggest? Because I tried to put a mattress in there for him. I read online. Babies don't like mattresses. They feel like they're sinking. So I put his pack and play mat in there. That's what he's used to. He'll sleep on that. He's a night wanderer. You know about that, right? Night wandering. I don't want to let him wander around this room. It's not safe. When I had my daughter, we had a room that was safe for her. That was different. I thought the tent was safe. Look, please don't take him just because of that.
No, we're not. But we need to bring him to he is a safe place to sleep. So
he will pull up on it. I'll do that. I'll do that.
And just, hey, come on, go back to bed or talk to his pediatrician when you go in November.
Okay.
Hey, this is what's going on. What should I do?
I will do that. I'm so sorry. They made it so hard for me to see anybody. Nobody wants to accept new pay. I've been fighting for these kids. I'm not bad
you're
mom.
making the right steps, it sounds like.
She got mad because I told her to go be a fucking mother because her kid's always knocking at my fucking door saying, can you come out and hang out?
Don't worry about that because you got to worry about other things.
I know, worrying about my kids. That's why I told her. I said, you need to get away from my door. I said, I'm a single mother. You got a husband. I said, he helps you. Nobody helps me. This is all on me. I said, that's why I don't want your son knocking on my door. Because he wakes up my kids.
All right, so those are 3 things we need from you, okay?
Okay.
1, you have to clean up. You have to. So
I know.
Tomorrow when they come by, clean as possible.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. It's totally different in the morning. You know what? My kids go to sleep. That's when I get to clean.
Okay, but you just have to make sure you do as best you can because the workers are going to come out and expect something. Like they can't come back to this again tomorrow.
It will never be like this in the morning. Nighttime, any night you come in our house, it's going to be fucking crazy.
Maybe just start little, like pick the clothes up, put them in one.
That happens every night. This is an everyday ordeal.
Do you have trash bags? Throw the trash away.
Here, look,
like
I'll show you. What trash? What trash? What trash in here? What trash? There's no trash. I have hella trash bags.
You want to talk to my girlfriend?
Yeah, I do.
See, that's just livable space, right? That's a lot of stuff and short stuff. That's the end of that video right there. But there you go. What do you do when they don't comply? When they're not going to be constitutional, they're not going to listen to what you do. They're going to either push you down, they're going to arrest you, they're going to do something. What do you do?
I told you what to do. You go out the opposite door.
In the case where you don't have an opposite door to exit, what do you do?
Well, then you just don't open the door.
Yeah, not opening the door is definitely a good start. The best defense is just knowing exactly what to say. And that is where it's hard because they don't teach us our rights, do they? They don't teach us our rights in school. They don't teach us about the Constitution. They don't teach us about the Bill of Rights. They don't teach us. It is implied and even overtly stated that the average person cannot navigate the court systems, know their rights, know how to deal with authority. But think about the preponderance of the people that you have, Darren, who come on here, like Keith. His name was Keith, right? Am I remembering from a few days ago? Who was talking about this issue and talking about the law and how the law is applied and so forth, as if, and he's not a lawyer, right? And same with me. I'm not a lawyer. I didn't go to law school, but I've learned. And the average person is given the mentality that they're not smart enough to know this information and to navigate their way through court. And anyone that tries to do it is mocked and discouraged, right? There's a saying I know you've all heard, that a man who represents himself has a fool for a client. You ever heard this before?
Yep.
It's BS. It's designed, diabolically designed, to keep you from thinking you have any prayer. But the truth is, there have been a great number of successes in court by people who learned their own rights. When you know what you're talking about and you go into that courtroom, that judge wants you out of there as soon as humanly possible. Does not want any publicity, does not want anyone to know, okay? And they will often decide in your favor just to get rid of you. I know this to be true because I have talked to these people. You won't hear about this because they're not going to put this on the news, right? You're not going to hear about these people. There's not going to be an op-ed piece done by any local broadcasting station here in Maine where they grab, Ralph Smith, who successfully defended himself in court, and say, we're all told by these lawyers that you have to have a bar attorney, and that you would, if you represent yourself or as a pro se litigant, you're a fool, and blah blah blah. But you managed to be successful with it, didn't you? They don't want you to know, but you can. So it's all about learning the language. That's why, like I told you, Darren, originally when we were talking about the whole process of learning your rights, and I said to you, I want to develop a curriculum, trying to develop a curriculum that's what I call lawful jujitsu. So you have a very basic component where you start, which is the law, the Constitution, authority, and you can be able to articulate these things. And these very basic things will actually carry you very far. So if this woman was smart by you, even if all you do is talk about the Constitution, even if you can't articulate, like that guy asked her at one point, what part of the Constitution am I violating? And she wasn't able to articulate that, but she got by it, right? She kept going right on, and she knows she's in the right. She got by it. But even just saying it puts them on their toes. You see, you're not the meek, subservient, I'll do whatever you say, open up your door, yes, sir, we're going to come in your house, yes, of course, here you go, just be able to say to them, number one, you always start with, I am a constitutional American. That's critical. I'm a constitutional American. Who are you? Who are you? This is like steps 1 and 2. So, number one, the first thing you say to them is this: I am a constitutional American. Memorize it. Number 2, who are you? I don't care that they have a uniform on. Yes, I know. I see their pretty uniform. I see the badge. I know who they are. We all know they're police. I know. But you say it anyway. Who are you? If you're as ornery and pissy and angry and cranky and defiant as Tiffany and I are, you might say, who the fuck are you?
That's right.
That's what I would say.
Me too.
And I would open a window. I would open the door. I open my window. Say, who the fuck are you? Fuck you want? Right?
Yeah. That's why I got a ticket.
Number 2, presumption and assumption of authority. This concept is, we somehow have been brainwashed into accepting that the guy with the uniform and the badge has authority to ask you questions and make demands on you. Never assume that. Divorce yourself from that concept. Okay? And tell them you have no authority. Now, maybe they do, but make them prove it. Make them come back at you. Make them prove that what they're saying is true. Never accept their paradigm as a truth. Okay? And ask for the supervisor. She did the smart thing. Okay? You're not doing the job. You're violating my God-given and constitutionally protected rights. God-given and constitutionally protected rights. Okay? We hold these things to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that we are all endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Tell them that, okay? And then ask them, did you swear an oath? When you put on that uniform, did you swear an oath? And when they say yes, which they almost have to, you say, what was the oath you swore? Make them say it. Okay, all these things put you well ahead of the game right off the bat. Because everything else from there, they know that you're not fucking around and that you mean business. And in any case, excuse me, any case where any agent, police officer, law enforcement, anyone is violating your God-given and constitutionally protected rights, you inform them that they are committing a felony, which is deprivation of rights under color of law. Look this up, folks. Deprivation of rights under color of law.
Mm-hmm.
And the penalty for that is you are stripped of your judicial immunity and can be sued personally in your personal capacity, not as a police officer representing this agency, but as Bob Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Okay. I know this to be true. So, and all those things there, write this down, memorize it, I'm telling you. And you will see, you may get a pass immediately. They may back right off because unfortunately, a lot of these, and I don't want to speak ill of law enforcement, that's a complicated issue. There's a lot of people out there that hate police, think they're all bad, they're all corrupt, blah, blah, blah. And I understand why they feel that way. If you've been wronged by the system, really easy to think that all police are bad, but they're not. I swear they're really not. Okay. But enough of them are that we end up dealing with them and seeing the results of this, and it's painful. So, you know, don't assume they're all bad, but some of them are, and they will deprive you of your God-given and constitutionally protected rights if they can get away with it. But they might back down if you use the correct words, because they see bigger fish out there, easier pickings. I'm sorry to say that. It's a disparaging characterization, but it's true. So they'll say, you know what? This person's not going down easy. This Tiff chick is a bitch. She's got a foul mouth. And as much as we're pissed off at her because we really want to throw her in handcuffs, but we know she knows what the hell she's talking about. And
Right.
we do that, we're taking our chances, because at the end of the day, there is a possibility that we'll end up in court, and there will be enough responsible people there that honor their oaths. And she's going to present this evidence and say, this is what happened. Here, I've got the documentation. Here's my videotape of it happening. And I'm not going to lay down and go quietly. And we might end up getting held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid, right? And that's the energy we need to create as a people, as an entire nation. You don't get away with shit. You will be held accountable. If you do this, we have you on video. We're going to haul you into court. We're going to have you arrested. And once we start this happening, like hopefully when these CPS workers start getting arrested, you're going to see it's going to be like dominoes. They're going to start going down one after the other, because the people that are out there that are sort of on the fence will take heart and comfort and energy and realize we can see these results. And the people that are in the corrupt system that are pushing back against us will see it, and they will withdraw their support, because it's not politically correct to be on the side of the loser. So when the cops and the CPS workers start getting arrested and actually held accountable, the rest of them will go, oh, we're not part of that. Oh, we didn't participate in that. Oh, we would never approve of that, right? Because that's what they do, because they're fucking cowards, excuse my French.
They are cowards.
So, yep, end of rant.
That was not French. That was not French. That wasn't French at all.
You don't know
That
your
was
rights.
very much English.
You have no rights. It was English. Yes, I'm sorry. I apologize. Hope there's no late night viewers.
Yeah.
The militia. I want to comment on this from Tatiana Navarro. What is a militia? What is the militia? So this is really important, because when people talk about the Second Amendment, and the Second Amendment, for those who do not know, says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And so the gun control advocates try to use that first clause against us, the militia. They use the word militia, and they start talking about the National Guard and all this other BS, okay? And our founding fathers were very clear on this. You do a little research, you will immediately discover that they knew exactly what they were talking about. The militia is every able-bodied man in this country. And back in colonial days, calling out the militia meant you went to a place wherever you were. You go to Boston and you call out the militia, and every man in Boston shows up with his personal weapon. They didn't give you weapons. You showed up with your rifle and your hand weapon, axe or knife or sword. Look this up. I'm not kidding. Okay. The militia is every able-bodied man, and I'm not being misogynistic. This is typically women didn't fight in war. That's, and they can, believe me, I know some badass women that I wouldn't want to mess with. Okay, but in general, the men are the ones who pick up the arms, go to war. That's what the militia is. Us. It's you. It's me. You don't have to join one. You don't have to go around in the woods with your camo doing, drills. Okay, and those people call themselves militias, and they are. They are. That we have militias in Maine, and they're good folks. I know them. Mm-hmm. So that's what the militia means, and that's important. And form the militia. We are the militia. What we need to do is form enough of a cohesive unit, all of us together, that when we take action, it has impact. Because there's, like I said before, 100 million pissed off parents that are all part of one organization speaking to these people with one loud voice. This is what we demand, and these are the actions we demand be taken. And if you don't take these actions, or you are part of the problem, you will also be held accountable, because that's why they keep it in secret, right? That's why they have secret courts. That's why when children get taken away, they don't publish these results. They don't talk about it. It's not on the news, right? It should be. Mm-hmm. This woman, Tiffany, had her child kidnapped. Mm-hmm. What? Are you kidding me? Right? But nothing, because the devil likes secrecy, quiet secrecy. So you're on the forefront here, Darren, by doing what you're doing. You're doing what I think God himself meant you to do. To be that voice and be that unification. All these people, these amazing people are flocking to you. Good on you.
I wish it didn't cost me my daughter. I mean, there was other ways God could have called me to this cause, but it is what it is, I guess, right?
Sorry, brother. I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yep.
That being said, I just wanted, there's one more comment over here. James Richard, yeah, Blount County is under fire for sure. You know what you're doing, you know what to watch for. So Blount County's coming clean. That's Gunner's thing. Make sure you check out Gunner's show on Sunday night, because he's got a lot to say about that too. But yeah, unless anybody else has something to say, are we good?
I have vented as much as I can. Thank you all for listening. Indulge me.
And we out of here, folks. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night. We'll see you all Thursday. Thursday tomorrow. We'll see you then.
I lost my firearms in a boating accident as well, James. Oops. Who knew? Who knew bringing them to fishing was a mistake?
Leaving behind a past that was negative emotion. When they first sighted land, they all jumped overboard and swam. They couldn't believe they were living in freedom. The government they once had didn't need them. It was tough during the first days, figuring this strange land. Many grouped together and started a plan. They knew they needed something to keep them in line. This is when they wrote the Constitution, man, it was divine. A bunch of men agreeing never lost their mind. They gave us all our freedom, one amendment at a time. And when they finished writing, 39 men had to sign. We have freedom, you can't take away. The Constitution guarantees that. So take your false authority and go the fuck away. The next 200 years came with a price. A bunch of men and women gave the ultimate sacrifice. They did it for the people alive today. You don't hear very many taking 3 times to say thank you, whoever you are, who gave your life, and for their families left on earth alone for their life. Thank you for your gift, the life that you gave. It lets us live as free men. are here in 2025. A year led by selfishness. It's no surprise the government is taking over. It's a friggin' mess. Our kids are being taken by people who must be diseased. Who the hell gave them that power? These actions need to cease. So listen up, you voted officials. We are here to say you need to pay attention to issues, because we aren't going away. We come bearing the Constitution, we'll recite it if we may. We the people is how it begins. The words that follow, you can fill them in, because they are true as they were meant to be. You're taking our freedoms one at a time. No one's paying attention except for us reciting these lines. You don't get to take away the rights we were given. Taking away our children should get you in prison. I'm not messing around, it's no laughing matter. Give our children freedom, or feel your teeth shatter. We are the ones who make the decisions. You lost track of your job, we're here to petition. This is your final chance. America doesn't need to fight a civil war. We just need you politicians to hit the door. So do the right thing and leave this city of Washington, or turn things around, give us something to pawn again. Give us back our children, not one